He's ready to do the interview today. When is he available today? What times? In an hour? I'll be there. All right, so the president is available in 1 hour because of this conversation I had with... See you. Can we set up an interview? I'm doing campus vlogs. Nathan's job. Yeah. Yes. Let's go. I gotta get ready. Come with me. I don't wanna stay if you'll just bring her down. And she don't wanna play if it's just gonna hold.
I'm just answering your questions, so you have full responsibility.
Oh, I've got this great clip. Bing. That's me in post, putting in the clip.
During moving yesterday, what I thought was absolutely confirmed that the students that come to Michigan Tech are special.
Okay.
In the introduction speech, you said that Michigan Tech students, what was the phrasing? It was like that they're in fact special. And I heard that you have a good story about your first sort of interaction with Michigan Tech students.
So there was, once they narrowed the finalist pool down right and began the negotiations for this position. Mm-hmm. And while I had grown up part of my life in Michigan and lived in northern Illinois and been to upper Michigan, I'd never been to the UP. So before I would accept the offer or go much further into the conversations, I took a secret shopper visit up here. Nobody knew. So I came
Inside
up here.
Information.
Yeah, I mean, I had to try the ambassador pizza, you know, the whole thing. And it was like 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I finally got here and got moving around and started to look at the buildings. I walked into the library. It was packed. And I thought, wait a minute, this is pretty interesting. I'm at a university that, you know, it's a Sunday afternoon. It's pretty nice out, and the place is packed, and there's not an open seat. And I thought, that's a place I want to be with.
We have a lot of students that are very committed to their studies, but they're not afraid to laugh. It's a very special place that doesn't feel odd.
I mean, don't you sense, too, that the students have a unique sense of self-confidence? When I helped to move families in here, you know, during move-in day, it was rare for me to help somebody carry a box that wasn't from more than 500 miles away. What struck me is that, you know, if you're at, I say, University of Denver, there's people from 500 and 700 miles away, but a lot of people from 20 and 30 miles away.
Right.
Here, the majority of students are from 500 plus miles away.
Yeah.
So you do have to have a certain, you know, self-confidence. And,
I'm 446 miles away.
Well, then you don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let's go get some coffee.
Uh-oh.
We've done that. I want to ask you about your motorcycle. Because I've heard you're a motorcycle guy.
Yeah, this summer I was supposed to, if I hadn't done this job move, I was going to take it to Alaska from Louisiana. That was the big plan. But that changed when I was coming here instead, so I took it.
Did you take your motorcycle here?
I did, but I took a roundabout way. I went back through Arizona, through the Grand Canyon, up through Yosemite, and then across South Dakota, Minnesota, and finally got here.
You've traveled
my trip.
so much. Wow. Is this just you on the motorcycle?
It's just me. Yeah, I have my tent.
Okay.
You know, I'd like
so
to
you
say
camp with it too.
Well, I have good intentions of camping, but it's usually too hot or too cold. Yeah. So the other part though is to kind of see America, because I never take the expressways. Always kind of the back roads to go in the smaller towns and through that way. So you get a really good sense of what makes our country special. All right, so that's the thing, fully loaded up on the truck.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's really...
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's in the garage now.
Yeah, because it's snowing now.
I gotta get a snowmobile now.
Yeah. Oh! Yeah,
Don't
you
have
do.
one yet, but that'll be the winter thing.
So it's 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, and the library is slam packed. This is exactly what you're talking about the Michigan Tech motivation. But did you notice out there that everybody was like smiling? I'm sure we got it on the camera, but like nobody was mad about spending their time in here.
One of the things that should strike you is that when we were walking in, right, there were faculty and staff here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were relaxing now, obviously, in the cafe, but they were here
And you still
mingling
have
with
to-
the
yeah.
students, right?
That's true.
It
The
shows what a
faculty here is
community
very
spirit.
intelligent.
It's a community. It's really community.
I have this really great professor who is very innovative in what he does. He lets us use our phone and apps in class during exams. He lets us use MATLAB on our phone. And I was wondering what you thought about that.
Good for him. He's trying new things, being
Yeah.
creative. You
It's
know, that kind
innovative
of
'cause we're
innovation
also-
and
Yeah.
way you teach is what will help keep you at the forefront as a student. That you have faculty that are going to try to do different things like that. You have such a great group of people here that work here, and they, you know.
I think part of Michigan Tech is that like everybody's here to help each other, because we all have to brave the Keweenaw. So everybody kind of works together, and it kind of creates this really collaborative atmosphere. And I think that translates really well to the faculty. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because you can ask anybody here for help. So I asked you earlier, and I kind of want to talk about. We'll talk about it more when we get there. Fourth Industrial Revolution. Is that what I said last time? What's your definition of the Fourth Industrial Revolution for those who don't know?
It's a term that we use to kind of encapsulate all the changes that you see happening, and there's really like 5 driving forces that people have identified. The first is that there's sensors everywhere, right? I mean, from what you buy to what you eat, your credit card, your car, your cell phone, everything, all this data is being collected. That's number one. So we have all that information. Number 2 is that we're able to store and process that big data. I mean, the amount of information available is nearly infinite now. So we can collect all that information, we can store all that information. Then number 3 is it's all networked. I mean, your refrigerator is networked to your lights, to your
network
phone,
of things, right?
the Internet of Things. But everything is interconnected, right? Mm-hmm. And not only that, when you get to the 4th piece, you have machine learning growing at an exponential rate. So it's not just what we know, but we're able to process that and create new knowledge in a way that we haven't been able to do before because of computational power. That's the 4th piece. And the 5th piece goes back to what I indicated about the people, is all of that is going to impact our entire social fabric. Already impacted how you and I interact with one another by sending texts from the old days, right?
Right.
All the way through how our political system, I mean, look at Bitcoin. It's impacting the economic system, the political system, the social systems in ways that we haven't seen in, long time ago in history. Mm-hmm. So those 5 things are all interestingly converging simultaneously on you as a student. And so what's so exciting for me is that students with the character of those in Michigan Tech will be the leaders to help our society move forward in that way.
A great answer. Did you prepare for this?
No,
That's
no, that's just the truth.